special right now. We've got our traffic report up there on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. How's it going up there?
Well, Adrian, it's not going exactly well. There's a water buffalo jackknife up there. It's not a very pretty picture. There's horns everywhere. I don't know what to say. We're going to maybe drop in a little napalm there and try and cook him down, have a little barbecue.
Robin Williams plays a wacky Armed Forces radio disc jockey who is loved by the men but hated by the brass in Good Morning.
Our first film, Good Morning Vietnam, is the answer to a lot of moviegoers' prayers at long last. Even though he was very good in Moscow on the Hudson, Robin Williams in Good Morning Vietnam has finally found a film worthy of his talent as an improvisational comic genius, and it's a very good film overall, too. Williams plays an irreverent disc jockey assigned during 1965, in the relatively early days of Vietnam, to take over a tired disc jockey slot on Armed Forces Network. The film mixes period music, a wide range of soldiers in cities and in the field, and at the center is Robin Williams with his hilarious fake interviews of soldiers he's met in the field.
Talking out the field today. Hi, what's your name? I'm Bob Bibber. Bob, what do? I'm in artillery. Thank you, Bob. Can we play anything for you? Anything, just play it loud, okay?
Funny stuff. In between the jokes, the shots of the men and the ironic music talking about love in a time of killing is very effective. Williams this time makes a joke about a fashion designer criticizing the soldiers' tacky camouflage combat uniform.
Hey, come on, baby, let's play. Game of
Right now, it's Mr. Leo.
He's a fashion consultant for the Army. Well, thank you, Adrian. I'm just very happy to be here. I want to tell you something. You know, this whole camouflage thing for me doesn't work very well. Why is that? Well, because you go in the jungle, I can't see you. You know, it's like wearing stripes and plaid. It's for me, I want to do something different. You know, you go in the jungle, make a statement. If you're going to fight, clash.
Williams has a bunch of funny and tender relationships with other soldiers, including his best buddy, a jolly black soldier named Garlic, who joins in a discussion about who's going to entertain the troops.
Who do we have slated for live entertainment in November?
Well, we originally wanted Bob Hope, but it turns out he won't come.
Why not?
He doesn't play police actions, just wars. Bob likes a big room, sir.
He's a wonderful character. Forrest Whitaker there playing Edward Garlic, and a wonderful presence in the film, gradually gaining more and more confidence as a character and more prominence as the film progresses. There's also a battle royale between the good general and a bad master sergeant over Robin Williams and just how irreverent he should be. And for all of its comedy, Good Morning Vietnam is a touching film, too, because director Barry Levinson, who did Diner and The Natural, other fine films, very quietly keeps cutting into shots of the newsroom teletape, showing the progress of the war in terms of how many soldiers, 150 soldiers, 200,000 soldiers, 400,000 soldiers, as we commit more and more American troops to the action. That's a fine touch in a fine film with a great performance by Robin Williams.
I agree with almost everything you say, and it is the movie that Robin Williams has been waiting to make and that people who think he's brilliant have been waiting to see.
Yes.
There's one facet of the film that I'd like to talk about because it fascinated me so much, and this has nothing to do with the war, curiously enough. It's the betrayal of that character.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a guy who is all words.
Mm-hmm.
There is a wall between whoever is inside that character and his words. He uses the humor, he uses the stand-up comedy, he uses the one-liners, he uses the patter to hold people off. And at the end of the movie, curiously enough, we know a lot about the personalities of all of the supporting characters, but that central Robin Williams character is still a complete mystery. There was just no glimpse into it, and that to me is brilliant because it shows a certain kind of comic personality that I haven't seen in the movies before, where the comedians are using the humor to say, don't look inside, I'm going to keep you laughing the whole time.
Yeah, the only problem is there is one scene where he does let some emotion come through, and that's when he visits the soldiers out on the truck, and it's quite emotional, and we see a little of him being heroic, and that, oddly enough, is the one scene that I thought, sure, it's easy. It was an easy.
It went on
emotion.
too long.
It was
it
easy
went on
too
way, way too long.
Right.
They're stuck in a traffic jam, and he starts entertaining the troops. The point could have been made briefly, and it goes on and on and on, maybe because they wanted to keep all of his ad-libs.
Well, I think they wanted to make him a little more of a hero. They didn't need to. It's that good of a performance.
Okay, it is that good of a performance. We both had a great time at Good Morning Vietnam with its superb performance by Robin Williams. 2 enthusiastic thumbs up.